There's lots of things parents can do. Go ahead and get your immunizations, get your school supplies, whether you're coming in or you're working at home, all these things. And I think that the masks and getting your child comfortable masks that they can also practice while you're going out in the community, but wearing the same things that they're accustomed to, so they're not learning it for the first time on the first day. And the younger the child, the more important that is.
And so one of the things that we've added at the beginning of the calendar, just to kind of walk you through each month, is an increased staff development time. We all agree that what we've asked teachers to do this year is vastly different than what we've ever asked them to do potentially. And you'll notice the half days that are occurring pretty much every Wednesday. In some cases, they're not there if there's already a 4-day week or if it's right before a holiday. We moved them to Wednesday for a couple of purposes. Number one, we really felt like in the middle of the week, if we had time for custodial services, for them to be able to clean the building. And so in some respects, we've developed a Wednesday deep clean, where we can clean, obviously, the entire week. We're not suggesting that we won't be cleaning classrooms, but we've got a concentrated effort on that Wednesday to be able to do that. And so the teachers will be expected to be in the building. They're not leaving early. Many of the things that we do during will allow for the staff to be there. So we don't need them to leave their room or leave the building. We can just operate, but it is less kids in the building. And so we've done that because we're asking potentially them to do more with less. We're asking them to take care of not only kids in the classroom, but also kids online.
I appreciate the work that has been done, and I feel that we have put you and your team in an unimaginable, awful, stressful, no-win situation, and that we're going to have to make sure that we each acknowledge that it's not your fault that this goes down.
Right.
And it's not on us, that we are in positions to where we're having to make decisions about people's lives with very limited data and with information that changes every day. And this, I believe, is the least awful.
And Mr. Wayne, we feel the very same way.
We do.
And we lose sleep over the exact same reasons. As a matter of fact, I think of everything, it's, if we delay, or even if we go online for a few weeks, will the situation be any different? I literally proposed that question to an entire Zoom of every leader, assistant principal, and higher. And the reality of that is most likely not going to be really any different in a few weeks. At least at the moment in Brazos Valley, we are seeing a decline in active cases. And so, and we've had many conversations with Dr. Sullivan. I think I spoke to him, I've probably spoken to him 10 times in the last couple of weeks. So we are very much, but we also know that we don't have control. It's a virus. We don't have control. So we're going to set it up the very best we can. Our families have that online option if they're not comfortable. It's our staff that we know that's the reality that we're in. But I appreciate your comments because I think you pretty much echoed, would you not say, 100%. Everything that we've talked about over and over again, that I've had multiple conversations with my husband about how I agonize over this, and that we really don't have a perfect path. There is no perfect path. So at least we can say, this is our path, and we'll rally behind it, and we will continue to monitor and adjust as we need to and as new issues arise. When I first started this, my thought was, we'll take everybody who wants online, we'll make them an online teacher, and then everybody who is willing to do face-to-face, we'll make them a face-to-face teacher. But here's what happens when you actually start looking at that in reality. So I want you to I'll take an easy math. This is the same scenario I used with the teacher task force and got their input. 100 children in a grade level. So we could pick any grade level, let's say third grade. And if there was 100 children at that school in third grade, we would give them 5 teachers, okay? Because mathematically they would be over 22 to 1 if we only gave them 4. So we would give them 5. If all 5 teachers came in, they would have 20 children each. But let's say 2 of those teachers wanted to teach online only, and we said yes. Then they would have their 20 and they would work with them online, and that would be 40 kids online. That would leave 60 children for the other 3 teachers. So now the 3 teachers in the classroom have 20 children, which normally is great. But when they're trying to social distance and they're looking at their safety, it's not as safe. if you take the same 100 children and you take the 5 employees and you spread it out, then each teacher has 12 bodies in the room that they can spread out more. This is just in a perfect math situation. We know that's not going to be the way it is. And then you would have 8 that you would work with online. Now, the next piece to this, remember that the state is requiring that parents have an option at a given point, which we decided is a grading period, to change their mind. So now let's say things are looking better and it's the second or it's the third 6 weeks, and some of those children want to come back. If they have the teacher only online and they've learned, Miss Whitbeck is my online teacher, but now I want to go back, guess what's just happened? We've now overcrowded the classroom. The classroom teacher there would be over 22-to-1, and the social distancing becomes even less possible. So when you really get down to the pragmatics of it, what we think is a perfect scenario doesn't end up really being one. And so I want you to know that I could give you the same type of scenario at high school. I could give you the same type of scenario. We have thought through this. And right now, as you heard today, about 50-50. So that same scenario I just gave you would really put about 10 kids in the room, okay, and about 10 online. And so we know we've got to help our teachers, and we've also got to use our support people like our instructional coaches to help with those lessons and to help with some of those things. So I know that was very simplistic and it was a mathematically perfect scenario, which it never is. But I think that just shows that while we wish that it could be perfect to honor every single person, I don't know that we could do it safely.
The decisions we're making as an administrative part of the district, we're treating parents just like we would want to be treated as parents of kids in this district. And we're trying to do our best for students as we would want our own children, thought about and dealt with and prepared for. And so we may make mistakes, but it's not going to be because our heart and professional decision-making wasn't, it was in the right.
Yes.